Black Hills Fox was recently granted access beyond a second line of security out at Ellsworth. It's a massive area nicknamed the bomb dump, more accurately, the Munitions Storage Area. In this month's edition of Ellsworth Inside the Base, we feature the 28th Munitions Squadron, responsible for all base explosives and ensuring B-1 bomb launching equipment is always functional. You're looking at part of Ellsworth the outside world seldom sees. Access here is limited, for good reason. The Munitions Squadron, we're told, is responsible for 678,500 pounds of net explosive weight. That is a big number.
Munitions are anything that contains explosives inside of them. We have the smallest things from bullets to grenades to bomb bodies, a 2,000-pound bomb body, a 500-pound bomb body. We have cruise missiles that contain explosives in them.
Enclosed by additional security and not close to any highly populated areas of Ellsworth. How rare is it for people to see this? Even the base public affairs officer had never been here until now. The Munitions Storage Area covers 647 acres, including 86 facilities.
This line right here is called long row. Each one is built next to and touching the one next to it. And if something were to happen, say a bomb exploded inside of one of these things, it will prevent the next structure from being sympathetically detonated as well.
These carts, out in the open, are loaded with inert or non-explosive bombs for training. You can tell by the color blue. We also see what's known as earth-covered igloos, built in the early 1950s, but built to last.
On top of each igloo, there has to be at least 24 inches of earth or soil. On these ones, it may look like sandbags, but it is actually concrete on top of them, which just adds to the protection level that they have inside of them.
Many are used for securely storing a variety of explosives, but at least one is used for munitions inspection, an area that any explosive at Ellsworth, large or small, must pass through. Any risk is taken seriously. We had to surrender our cell phones in this building over the potential that phone signals could set off sensitive materials. What's inside this big wooden box is a potential lifesaver.
This is a linear charge assembly, and it goes on the inside canopy of the aircraft, and what it does is it will, in the event of emergency, will eject the canopy from the aircraft to make a safe exit for the pilot.
And 28th Munitions handles more than the explosives themselves.
We are responsible for maintaining and inspecting all of the suspension equipment, the equipment that holds the bombs into the jet before they're dropped.
There's more than one kind of bomb holding unit. This type drops a bomb and then rotates so it can drop another.
Our goal is 100% weapons release every time. Anytime the pilot hits the go button, that bomb needs to come off and it needs to engage a target that they decided it needed to go to. Whether
that target is ISIS or any other threat, properly working equipment is vital.
So on the bomb there's hooks, there's lugs, and they get locked into these hooks here.
So this will just basically have a very small explosion that pulls those hooks out and lets the bomb drop.
Responsible for items worth $250 million. It is no surprise this massive area, the Munitions Squadron, is limited access, lightly traveled, and heavily secured. Another responsibility they have is assembling explosives. In other words, taking the bomb body, the tail kit, the fuse, etc., and creating the actual bombs themselves. And we will have another edition of Inside the Base on the first Wednesday of next month.